Most people go through life asking the same questions. How do I get ahead? Why am I stuck? What am I missing? But the real answers are rarely obvious, because the habits that separate the top 1% are invisible to the average person. It is not about more talent, more money, or more connections. The 1% do not waste time trying to impress people. They use it to grow, to build, to learn. They treat each hour as an investment, not entertainment. While others binge content, they consume wisdom. While others scroll, the 1% strategize. Time is their currency, and they spend it with precision. While others quit when it gets boring, the 1% dig deeper. They trust the process because they have built a mindset that is not addicted to dopamine, but committed to direction. This is not arrogance, it is alignment. They know momentum matters more than perfection. It is about how they think, how they see the world, how they respond when things get hard. The 1% are ruthless about who and what they allow into their mental space. They do not argue with critics. They do not get lost in drama. They understand that attention is fuel, and they are careful where they pour it. The 1% look in the mirror and ask, "What can I do?" They do not wait for change. They create it. They do not let their circumstances write their story. They write it themselves. They are not flashy. They are not loud. They are subtle, powerful, and often misunderstood. They would rather learn from a wrong turn than stand still at the crossroads. If you do not own your choices, you cannot change your outcomes. They see it as proof they are not good enough. But the 1% see it as feedback, as training, as the fastest way to learn. That is why they never say, "I had no choice." They always find one, even when it is hard, even when it is uncomfortable. They do not internalize failure. They extract the lesson and keep moving. That is why they grow while others stall. The 1% live by a different set of rules. The 99% chase novelty. New diets, new jobs, new trends. But the 1% master the boring. They repeat the same habits, the same disciplines, the same standards. Because they know greatness is found in repetition. Not rules written by society, but rules they wrote themselves. While most people wait for permission, the 1% give themselves the green light. While most chase comfort, they chase challenge. While the 99% seek validation, the 1% seek mastery. What they do differently starts in their mind. First, they value time like oxygen. Second, they take full responsibility. The average person blames traffic, blames their boss, blames the economy. They understand that power begins with ownership. Third, they embrace boredom. This one is a secret most never talk about. Progress is not always exciting. It is often quiet, invisible. But that is where the edge is. Fourth, they protect their energy. They surround themselves with people who challenge them to rise, not sink. They consume content that sharpens, not numbs. They choose inputs that feed their future. Fifth, they make decisions quickly. The average person overthinks. They get stuck in analysis. The 1% trust their judgment. They decide, they act, they adjust. They are not reckless. They are decisive. Because they know that waiting kills dreams. Delay steals momentum, and progress loves speed. Sixth, they have a powerful relationship with failure. The 99% avoid failure. They do not fear losing. They fear standing still. Every setback is a stepping stone. Every mistake, a teacher. Seventh, they are vision-driven, not emotion-driven. The average person does what feels good. The 1% do what aligns with their goals. They do not let their feelings run the show. That is what creates consistency. And consistency creates power. The 99% are scattered. Notifications, distractions, multitasking, the 1% eliminate noise. They work in blocks. They train their brain to stay on task. They use discipline to bridge the gap between emotion and execution. That is why they do not chase everything. They choose a few things and go deep. Even when they are tired, they show up. Even when it is inconvenient, they commit. Their vision is stronger than their mood. They invest in habits that pay off later. They train when no one is watching. While others want it now, the 1% are willing to wait for what lasts. Their rewards are bigger because their foundation is stronger. They build skills that compound over years. The 1% do not let success make them soft. They use it as fuel, as proof that the work works. But they never believe they have arrived. Eighth, they practice deep focus. Because they know the moment you get comfortable is the moment you stop growing. They celebrate wins, but they never settle. Start where you are. Choose one shift, one standard, one habit, and go all in. Not because they are too hard, but because most people are too distracted, too reactive, too impatient. Focus is a superpower, and the 1% guard it like gold. They understand that diluted attention means diluted results. Embrace the boring. Protect your energy. Decide fast. Learn from failure. Follow your vision. Train your focus. Delay gratification. Lead yourself. Prioritize growth. Stay hungry. Ninth, they delay gratification. While most chase the quick win, the 1% play the long game. Growth is not a side goal. It is their foundation. Every day, they get sharper, stronger, more self-aware. That is what makes them unstoppable. They are not waiting for someone to tell them what to do. They set their own standards and hold themselves to them. This mindset is rare because it requires patience, trust, sacrifice, but it is what builds empires. That means they manage their time, their emotions, and their energy. They follow through on promises even when no one is watching. That integrity creates quiet confidence. 10th, they lead themselves first. The 1% do not need constant motivation. Self-leadership is their baseline. 11th, they prioritize personal growth. The average person stops learning after school. The 1% never stop. They read. They reflect. They invest in coaching. They seek challenge, not comfort. They understand that who they are becoming matters more than what they are doing. 12th, they stay humble and hungry. Their goals evolve. Their standards rise. Their hunger stays alive. So if you want to understand what the 1% do differently, start here. Master your time. Own your choices. None of these habits are out of reach. They are just uncommon, but not you. You are here because something in you wants more. Something in you is done with average, ready for next level. Now it is your move. Because once you start doing what the 1% do, the 99% will never understand how you got there. Let them wonder. You just keep building.